On. I believe we're good. You're up. Roll.
Go ahead. Good evening. Welcome to the November 5th, 2025 Board of Education Special Meeting of the Facilities Committee. And tonight we will have a call to order here at 6:01. And we'll have Ms. Reese, if you call the roll, please.
Rick Gilbert. Natalie Donahue,
Present.
Damon Smith,
Present.
Caleb Ronald. Billy Reese, present. Todd Bird,
Present.
Lorna Furterer,
Present.
Jason Pickett,
Yes,
Randy Campbell,
Here.
Brent Cox, here. Amy Novelino, and Andy Reese.
Andy said he was running late.
Okay.
They're on my way.
Thank you. Julie passed out a copy of the material as well as a copy of the agenda and the minutes from our last meeting of October 8th, 2025. And I sent it out in an email about an hour ago, but maybe not everybody had a chance to review it. I understand if you'd like to take a quick second to walk through, and we'll see if there's any additions to the agenda that we might want to add. We have communications, meeting announcements, items of discussion, next and future steps, hearing of the public, and our next meeting dates. Yeah, and the items within there. I think that covers it all for anybody. Is there any other suggestions currently for additions to the agenda? Okay. Hearing none, we'll go into the next section. Section 4, communications, meetings, announcements. We had a meeting review for September 10th of 2025. We had tabled those. Is that right? And as well,
To give people time.
yeah, to give people time to have a chance to go back through. I didn't receive any comments. If anybody had a chance to review from that particular set of minutes, if there's any adjustments or corrections that we need to have noted.
If not, is it okay to send them to the treasurer?
Thank you. And then if you had a chance to look at our October 8th minutes from our last meeting. I did. I didn't see, nothing jumped out at me.
Okay to send, or you want to wait to see?
I'm sorry.
Is it okay to send to the treasurer, or you want to wait and give people time to give comments?
It's okay to send if you ask me. Look good to me.
I did. Pretty straightforward.
Okay, I think that would be fine. Thank you. Thanks. I'll make sure. And Julie was kind enough. She brought in the student enrollments. Did everybody get a copy? And did you had a copy there?
Oh,
Okay. All right, thanks. I'm sure. Okay, our first item under number 5, items for discussion, the subcommittee reports. A is the facilities advocacy portfolio document review. Discussion on whether or not we can keep the old building is one item listed under there. I know Damon sent out oh, I'm sorry.
To read the minutes.
I dropped them. I switched and I didn't pull the other one back up. Never mind.
Still the review.
Still the advocacy. Damon sent out a new draft yesterday and pretty filled in.
I obviously the first one was literally just bullet points and making sure we had all the right information. I went through and narrated a majority of it from just, more of a presentation style. added a lot of the data enrollment from the enrollment study that we got, some of those numbers here and there. Tear it apart, please look through it. If I've got something wrong, the data that I'm pulling was wrong, I'm not perfect. I'm sure there's some mistakes in there somewhere. Grammatical, miss
I apologize,
semicolons.
I haven't seen
Nope,
it.
you're fine.
Didn't see it in the minutes, so I'll look again.
Yeah, it's in I sent it to like the chain of emails that we had going about
okay.
it, so it's within a larger email. I'll send it as a separate email to you too, so.
Let me look again.
Yeah, it's
It might go to-
it's narrated. It's like 12 pages long. It ended up being pretty long just because of, I mean, I typed it, so that somebody could read it through. There's still bullet points and stuff through there, but they're intended to be bullet points at this
Yeah.
point. So, the one question that I had, a date or a year that I wasn't sure of. So under section 3, Buffalo local schools has met its growth challenges head on with a consistent pattern of fiscal conservancy and local accountability. The district has not waited for external support to address its needs outside of our original FCC and ELP involvement. That began in what year? What year did we start ELP? OFCC engagement? Is that like 17,
Would
16?
have been- So I got on the board in 18. So it has to be, yeah, so it has to be, it was probably 18.
2018?
18 or 19.
Yeah,
Okay,
because it wasn't before.
I can look and see.
Yeah, 'cause
And
I
if
don't
it's
think they
different, I'll
started
let
it
you
at all
know.
before you guys came on the board, did they?
No,
No discussion about it.
no, because the number was reversed
Yeah,
previously. so-
yeah.
so in
it
there,
wasn't until
it's
it
section,
flipped.
it's section 3. I've
Okay.
got it highlighted in the,
I'll double
what I
check.
sent you, double check. I went ahead and temporarily put 2018/2019. So whatever school year it was that we started that. would be-
Okay.
that was the only like legitimate data piece that I wasn't,
Okay,
I didn't have that historical knowledge because I didn't come until 2020. So,
Yep.
and I knew it was prior to me.
Yep.
So.
I'll find that for you.
Okay.
sure.
Yep. Other than that, like I said, it was just turning all the bullet points of what we had talked about into a narration. And then I think at least from my standpoint, section 8 is, I think, where I even have it written in there to be expanded by the facilities committee. So that's including our enrollment data charts, including housing development growth maps that we can get from Mr. Keithler. The photos, if we can go around, that FMD, I'm sure, has taken a handful. Anything that we want to get, letters of support. I included board members, staff, including teachers, and community members. So collecting some of those impact statements from them, we can include those in section 8.
Have we ever thought about some of our students that write well?
Oh yeah, I've
Some of their
student impact,
impacts,
yeah, absolutely.
Because some of them would have some really good.
Yeah. And I can even coordinate with, Mr. Denlinger, some of our,
And see that.
and yeah, down in the middle school, just some of those kids that are,
Those would be the ones that would be affected between them.
right. Yeah, that absolutely. And we can include that in here as well. So it's letters of support from, board staff, community members. I'll add students in there as well.
You know, because they,
Mhm.
especially up in the high school, those students would have been affected with the trailers and
Yeah, oh, for sure.
all the way down through.
Those, I mean, we were in
8th grade
trailers for
right
3
now.
years
Well, more than that though, because
Yeah, we had them.
prior to that.
I don't know if the upper would have been the ones, no, I don't think they would have been in middle school. But at least some of the 8th grade, they were my 5th graders.
Yeah,
7th grade, because my daughter was in the trailers.
yeah.
Yeah,
Maddie.
but
was
that
in
would have been the
trailers.
last year then.
She was.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're what, 3rd and 5th out? Was it 3rd and 5th out there when you were out there?
yeah.
So basically,
I'm thinking
any of our
the
students from
ones that
7th
would
grade
be-
to high school,
Yeah,
to
right.
seniors
Yeah,
could,
yeah.
right?
Could see it,
Yeah.
yeah. That would have
And
the experience of all those
Yeah.
grades.
Mhm.
So those letters of
The
support or
impact.
impact statements from
Mhm.
those different stakeholders
Yeah.
in that, what their experiences have been and the importance and how it's affected their education, their ability to educate, all that kind of stuff, would go in section 8. No, that's really like the appendices section. Like, here's all of the actual images and letters and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's the last piece that we really need to coordinate and get some of those things collected. And I think at that point, outside of some grammatical things and making sure data is correct, I think once we get that stuff in there, it's going to be ready to go. Is that something that we want to, what do we want to do with it when it's done? I mean, I know FMB kind of said, state legislatures, but do we go to Columbus? Do we, like, you know what I mean? Or do
Yeah.
we send it? Do we send it out to people? I'm looking ahead of, this is a lot to do, but it's gonna be done before the next time we meet.
I think that's where Mike
What's that
and,
next step?
FMD or
Yeah,
whatever.
Mike seemed like he had a list of people he wanted to.
to send
Yeah,
it
he's
to.
got-
He's got a
yeah.
lot of connections.
Yeah, he
that-
does.
yeah.
Right.
It seems like he has
Yes.
quite a bit.
Mhm.
So, all right,
So I've been working with Representative Newman on annexation, changing the annexation laws.
Mhm.
So he might be a good person to contact. 'Cause
Is it
he's
John Newman?
Jonathan,
Jonathan Newman.
and it's JOHNATHAN. He's familiar with our situation and how it's impacted the community,
Yep.
so,
Can't really find it.
and he can introduce legislation,
Great,
so.
yeah.
he's a
Okay.
good person.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, I'll get it formatted and dress it up even more for like a final, and we can print out like actual books, like I'll have them bind it and stick it in manila envelope and mail it to people's personal addresses. I don't care. Legislatures, I don't care, whoever we need to get it to, we'll make sure that happens, but I think that would be that next step of that and maybe even trying to get in front of some people as well.
That, yeah, that needs to be a face-to-face.
Yeah.
event. Hey, look,
Yeah.
we need to discuss this. We need to sit down and you got to hear our story.
Yep,
Because
absolutely.
if you just do it, then they're just gonna, and give it to a name.
Is this something that, once it is done, that we want to go over it? Is it something like at a work session with the Board of Education, so you guys can see it? Obviously, you will have seen it, but
Yeah.
I don't know that I don't know if it needs to be done at a board meeting, or, I mean, I don't think there's any approval process that needs to be happening, but I think that,
I think at a workshop
yep,
would be good to,
just here it is,
To
here's
he-
the data,
yeah,
here's.
we'll make that
language.
recommendation that here's what
We'd
has
like
been
to
pulled
use.
together
Okay.
and here's what we'd like to use to, and here's who we're thinking that, should have a copy.
Yep. Okay.
And we now currently we're only having workshop meetings on the even months.
Right,
So, in December, FMD will be in.
yeah, that's.
And I don't
I'm sure
know-
that's when you're.
They might have some ideas as well if we,
Well, I think FMD is involved in that. Are
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
included in our
Mhm.
chain of emails and stuff? So he should
Should
be
be.
seeing it. I don't know if he's actually looking at it, but. I can
Well, I
send it
don't
to
know,
him as well.
but make sure they're in that one.
The
with
one that I sent it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna send it to FMD and have him look over it as well. I remember I sent him the original one that I
Yeah.
first started, like it was just a basic letter.
Yeah,
But then he said, you should probably do something more than just
yeah.
a one-page letter. You should probably.
Any,
put something
any data
together."
you need, more data, just let me know, because I can pull it and do
Yep.
it and run it,
Awesome.
so we can get it.
What's the age of the middle school?
Boy.
Depends on what part.
1972?
No.
Depends on what part.
68,
Some of
yeah.
it's sixties,
Yeah.
some of it's fifties.
Fifties, and sixties.
Yeah, 50s,
50s
60s.
and 60s?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I thought 60s and 70s.
Senior Hall was the newest, right?
Yeah,
And that was
Yeah.
60.
I'll just send you, I got a picture of.
There's a
it.
plaque
It's-
all right
Yeah.
down here that
Yeah.
says like
Years,
1960.
I have that with me.
Mhm.
Include it.
I mean.
Oh, yeah, the plaque. Yeah.
Well, include the,
Whatever
the
you talk
breakdown
about,
of
the
it, yeah.
breakdown of the different
Yeah.
ages of the
Never did.
buildings.
Yeah.
Says, yeah.
It's funny, we're talking about, just a neat aspect of the old building, the history of it, and we're kind of renovating a little bit down in the dungeon, the old elementary, and putting some new mats up on the walls for wrestling and stuff.
Okay.
And you can see where they used to, we're assuming where they used to bring the coal in.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like you get behind the mats and it's like, it's walled off and you can like kind of peek back in there.
That's,
and
that's where they put all the bag kids.
That's where they put Todd.
That's
during-
that's where we put the- that's why we got all the flies.
God was out of
but,
school by
that's
that.
because
He went to the one room.
That's what we
You can see where they used to come and dump the coal and shovels. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's just that neat historical aspect of those buildings that. Yeah. That was neat. That was all a few skeletons. back
Yeah,
in the
man.
day.
Yeah, probably.
So anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I mean, it's substantially done from a narration standpoint. It's just adding those appendices and
In your bulleted
visual.
area, you might want to break that down.
what's
So our
that?
middle school is this age group of buildings too.
Okay.
I mean, cause you got 17 and then you go middle high school.
Add the ages to those, like.
I don't
like
know, I
These
just-
sections. were
because it's
built
a
in this.
very
Well, that and the. type
cluster of
of
buildings.
HVAC systems.
Definitely weird.
Yeah. Add ages for each of the buildings. Okay.
And then when we get into those ages, we have to deal with abatements of any
Yeah.
other things too,
Mhm.
right? So,
Mhm.
But we've already agreed that we're not gonna use those
Educationally, right?
educationally.
Well, I think it's more for just to
Get a
push the
point across.
narrative
Yeah.
that, get the
Yes.
point across, like,
Yeah.
we're just, we got kids in buildings that used to burn coal. Like,
Yeah.
there's not many of those
Yeah.
left in Ohio, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, continue, like, if you guys get a
Not used
chance,
as a school. They might be
No,
used for
not-
something else,
Yeah,
not
but
used
in
as a school.
Trust
Yeah.
me, they're,
yeah,
they're.
If you go
Turn
There's
it
a lot of them
around.
schools around
to
there,
the
but
other
there's,
cities, like Cincinnati's got a lot of old
yeah.
They
buildings,
used to, and
but
they
not
tore.
schools.
schools, and they still use them.
Yeah, but not as public schools. They've been transitioning them into new schools and that, because there's a
Yeah.
big push for all that going on.
So yeah, any
So-
any
I know
suggestions,
several, so.
Any-
that's what made me think.
Dayton used to, but they, yeah.
Yeah,
any suggestions that you guys have? If anybody's, I'll send it to a couple of our English teachers and have them go over and make sure I'm punctuating correctly. That'll be, yeah, so. Yeah, anything, did you guys read through that and look through it? If there's a part that you want me to add in, I tried to, you gave me a couple suggestions a few meetings ago.
Oh.
That I included
yeah.
in there, and a lot of that stuff's
Put it
gonna
in
come up
AI.
in that section
Yeah,
A for all of the actual visual data and stuff that we're looking for, so tear it apart, please.
Thank you for doing it. I was surprised. I'm like, oh, it was great to see it come up. I didn't have
It's a
time
lot
to
to
give it
read.
due diligence, so I apologize for
Fine.
that before this
I can
meeting.
be long-winded.
No, I was like, oh, went from 8 to 12. Good job.
Yes.
That's all the meat, right?
Yes, meat and potatoes.
But thank you.
Yep.
Anything else on that topic? Then we'll move to item B. I know Mr. Nutter said he could not be here today. And he was going to talk about a couple of different things. He said you might have an update on certain things. Would you happen to have an update on his meeting with Mr. Kiefler from DEC?
Not detail. I know that he had suggested that, I know that he told me that OFCC, FMD, Keebler and Shared Service Alliance, who did the enrollment study,
Yeah.
are all going to be in attendance at the December 8th work session.
Yes,
Um,
that's our workshop session at 6 PM.
Yes, Monday, Monday the 8th, December 8th. And it highly encouraged this group to be there. To try and consolidate everything, so we're all in the same place at the same time. The Board of Education's there. It's during an actual open work session meeting, having those conversations, asking those questions. And I know that, I don't know the details of the conversation that he and Mr. Kiefler had, but I know that Mr. Kiefler will be at that meeting. And he will be providing us with a significant update on
Okay.
carriage
That's good.
trails, what they're able to offer us. Yeah, that's that's the extent of my knowledge of that, but he said the meeting went well.
You mean he'll be giving a presentation or he'll just have information?
I would hope that he has some sort of offer
Yeah.
of some kind of, here's what we're thinking that
Mhm.
we can do to help at the local schools, both in the immediate and as we continue to go. That would be my,
And.
I think that that's
$50
probably
million?
what the intent of him coming is, in addition to being able to answer our
Sure.
questions
Yeah.
of what the heck are we doing? What are you guys doing down there? And what's it gonna look like in 10 years, kind of thing. So
Anybody from Huber Heights gonna be there?
not that I'm aware of. OFCC, FMD, Shared Service Alliance, and Keithler were the only four that I had heard that were
Okay.
gonna be in attendance. Are
Yeah,
we thinking
So,
city count, like Huber City Council members, or is that what you're thinking? Or-
Well, I mean, so DEC would be offering the land, but Huber was the one who originally talked about offering some cash to help fund the school,
The city of Huber
the
Heights.
city of Huber.
Okay,
Yeah, so that was at a council meeting. But,
okay. At one of theirs or one of ours?
one of theirs,
One of theirs,
more
okay.
than one of theirs.
Okay,
And it changed over time, what they were going to do.
got it.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so Footstop, try to make sure your calendar is clear for that evening. Because I think we'll have a lot of good information and you get a chance to ask your questions.
Monday, December 8th, 6 PM,
Yeah,
right here.
Thank you. Thanks. The other thing was, as Julie passed around, if we want to take some time and review the enrollment projection study. I don't know if everybody was able to pull it up online and look at it a little bit. Did anybody want to share any of their thoughts? I did look at it a couple weeks ago myself.
I'm curious how much different, Julie, you'll have some more information on this probably. But I know at least some comments have been made in the past of what the enrollment projections were that the OFCC did, and they were way under. We knew that they were going to be way under. We were way over what they had projected. Is this more in line? Is this a better study, in your opinion?
I don't know that it's better or worse, but the thing is, it seems to me like the real projections should come from what Mr. Kinsler does. Because how fast they build those, what mix they build, over what time period are they going to build them? Those are the important questions because, you can just say, okay, you saw phase one, it had 121 homes, right?
Right,
So you can start to extrapolate from that.
right,
But again, how fast is that going to be? Are they going to do that every year or
right.
every 2 years? Obviously not every 2 years, but I'm just
Right.
saying you need to know that time frame.
When those phases are planned,
Yeah,
their
to make a good
start and end
estimate.
dates and.
Yeah. So, the numbers are probably good. And also we've had, I think it's like 0.8 students per household in Carriage Trails 1.0. So again, do you use that same number? Because it's
Right.
gonna be a similar mix of
Type of homes.
homes, patio homes, senior homes, apartments, right? The mix makes a difference.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, like, what number do you use as the number of kids per household?
Yeah, because if they're not gonna have senior homes, that would make a difference too.
Right, right, and
Well, and that's why I was kind of curious, because you look at, and this is just the extrapolation of phase one. If there's 121 homes there in phase one, what's phase two, what's phase three, four, five, how quickly this
how
happening is.
quickly, right.
They're anticipating us jumping from 2026 at 2,100 kids, to almost 27, that's 600 kids almost.
Mhm.
Yeah, if we're talking 500 to 600 kids in the next 5 years. That's,
Let's see.
if they're only doing a phase every 2 years,
Let's see.
that's almost 2 kids per household.
What page are you
And
on?
that's
Right.
the whole school.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we know that. that's, 500-600 kids is a
It's
whole
the same
other.
data.
So I'm just looking at one of them. So it's showing, I'm looking at the bar graph one, this one here.
That's the
Yep,
one right
yep.
there.
So if you look at 2026, it's showing 21.5, which is where we are right now. School year, this is, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out to 2031, they're estimating us being 2650. So that's 550 kids between now and the next 5 years. So that's where the correlation between how quickly they're building CT2.
But we don't have 21.5 yet, though. right?
Okay,
What's
You
that?
just said 2064 at the last meeting.
Yeah, so it's in that, we're between 2025 and
Right.
2026, we're in that, we're at 2000.
Yeah, so that's
Right.
what I'm saying. I don't think the numbers are right or wrong. It just depends on how fast,
Right.
because there were years previously when we got 120 to 130 kids too.
So
Right.
it'd be 11.
Yeah.
Until COVID kind of,
Yeah,
Put
that
the brakes
COVID year
on.
things kind of stopped, and
Yeah.
then we got all the refugees that one year, there were 50 some kids there that were
Yeah.
out of
Like
there.
70.
class,
Yeah.
big class,
But
right?
look.
Yeah, we only grew
okay,
6
goes
from
to
20 to
TRT, but then they
21.
gotta drop down.
COVID.
right,
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
thinking CT.
But we had a huge jump in
Oh,
19,
yeah.
right?
Yep,
But
right. And then
that's
also,
saying
I think
with-
after COVID, some kids did not come back.
They work different
They
homes.
started
Yeah.
getting homeschooled.
Yeah.
So it's
I
kind of
agree.
hard
Yeah.
to use that as a trend in those years.
But you can see that you're right. You just take that out and this trend is.
Right,
then
right.
it's very linear.
But if you get down to the bottom, like 16, 17, 18, you see here between
Right.
17 and 18, it jumped 100 and how many was that? 116,
Yeah.
and then the next year is 200 and something,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So
Yeah,
there,
19 is huge.
and that was, I think 2019 was, but that wasn't the refugee year.
No, the
Which
rest of
year?
the year was
Before COVID.
21, I think.
So that was
Or
part of
22.
Carriage Trail still.
It was the year before we went to the middles. It was the year
Yeah, it
before
was
we
after
went,
COVID.
it was the year before we went to the new
22.
elementary.
Yeah.
It was 22.
Cause we opened the elementary in 23.
Yeah.
So 18 to
Except
19.
Well, building took off those years. I mean, right
Yeah.
before COVID,
Yeah.
building just exploded. And then
Yeah.
COVID made it
Yeah.
even worse.
Yeah.
And then
That's why
change
all
the
lumber,
actual
everything.
Numbers
Yeah,
change.
the numbers are all over the place for 20 because you really don't know.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't have to do
19 was
the math.
19%. You were good though.
You did
You
great.
said 116.
We also need to look at the variables, because if Huber decides not to offer up anything for a school, we now have 18 acres of buildable land. So are they gonna put apartments? You know, you've got to
Yeah.
sit there and expect that play, that there may be a number of apartments, maybe houses, they have to do a percentage of green space per.
So that acreage in the last meeting I was at, which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but when they were talking about the acreage, it was gonna be so much for the school and then park next to it.
Right.
I think you were right.
Mhm.
Playground park, so.
Yeah, something that,
Community park.
not necessarily owned by the school, but additional green space. Because everybody knows in Carriage Trails 1.0, there's no green space.
Right.
Unless you count driving down the parkway.
Just the retention ponds.
Yeah.
which are-
Mhm.
There's one little park behind the storage facility, but it's, I mean, it's like not even a playground, it's some swings.
Acreage, what is 0.1 or 1.0 compared to 2.0?
5 houses per acre to 7.
No, I mean, is it about the same size acreage? plot?
Total land.
1.0 is bigger, right?
Versus what was the
I don't
first
know,
batch?
It look- it seems like
It
it.
seems like it is.
Lot Sizes, you mean?
No, this
No,
the
the
whole.
overall-
this-
Totally.
Oh, yeah, it was
The
600 and
Okay,
700 and
so it's almost
something.
double,
It was
because
probably.
this
more
is like
than double.
290 or something, right?
Yeah, just under 296.
Two
plus or
months,
minus.
Yeah.
300 versus.
I
600.
might have been.
So if it's a
700.
similar mix, we can assume 50%. More.
Right.
Than what you said, 0.8 kids per house?
I
Just
think,
'cause you're seniors.
well, there were seniors, there's apartments, they're not all single family
Sure,
homes.
yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm saying.
When
the-
you take that entire picture, it's
Yeah.
about just under one
Right.
kid per house. Which,
The number of houses built was, I don't know. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head anymore. I'm getting old.
A lot.
I can't remember all these numbers.
well, and that's with the 2.0, I think it's still up in the air of what the mix is gonna be. We know
Right,
the phase 1 is gonna be single family homes.
Right.
Phase 2 may be another senior area, it may
Been
be
the $1 million
apartments.
question for 8 months.
And that's why I think
Right.
December 8th is so important. I
Right.
think that's
Yeah.
asking those questions, whether he's able to answer them or not at that time. We're at least
You're
pressing-
mixing
we're at
it
least
right.
pressing that button.
But you still take that with a grain of salt, because they changed.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, just because he says that now, hey, you know, maybe there's a bigger.
But that's all we
need for it to
have. I mean,
change.
if the market changes, he's gonna adapt to the market.
Correct.
And again, it's why
Any
they
good
do it in
business
small
minimum.
phases, right?
Yeah.
right.
Right.
They
Right.
did,
Right.
I mean, one thing that they said in the later meetings, like right before they completed the annexation vote, was that senior housing sold really well towards that time, during that time in Carriage Trails. And at the time, they said they were looking at maybe doing more of that in Carriage Trails 2.0, but again, you don't see that in phase 1, so.
But aren't the senior, their apartments, they're rentals? The senior living that's over there now is rentals. Those are rentals. Those are rentals.
The one,
I thought they
the
had some.
one in the center with the, yeah, I don't think they have very many. It's mostly rental.
I remember even Crispin talking to him back then.
Yeah.
Keith
It's
Lure,
actually
they
a
were talking
senior
about the
Section 8
senior, you know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's.
So
we looked into it for
very
my mom.
profitable.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I don't know, you know, like you can sit in the same.
There's
meeting
definitely a
and do
need for
heights and
that.
It changes from the
'Cause
beginning.
when we started looking for her, there was nothing out there.
Well, back to the data. I think in me looking at it and not really knowing prior to when I was here and what happened during one, all I know is Bethel doubled in size. That's
Yeah.
the extent of my knowledge.
More than.
And it looks like we're getting ready to do at least a 50, probably a 75% increase again. I don't think we're gonna quite double again, but we're gonna get at least.
Well, it's a different number to double now.
Right, yeah, yes, yeah. Yeah, we
We
won't
had-
double on the double, but it'll, yeah. We might get the same number of kids, but now it's only 50% increase instead of 100% increase.
But then you gotta look at too, the Carriage Trails 1.0 is there's 4 houses per acre. They're talking 7 houses per
And
acre
so
on
these are
this.
getting crammed
Oh,
in more.
really? And charging them.
Wait, didn't they get that reduced though?
And it,
Oh,
for the wayside.
I thought that was the meaning.
Like that.
Yeah.
Reach out and knock on your neighbor's window.
That's how you get sugar.
You literally can on some of
There
the
are-
new, if you
Yeah,
go
they-
back
there
to
are
the
some-
development, you can, you literally, you guys could very easily
Yeah,
touch from
yeah.
house.
And you
my
go
homes
up in
is-
Columbus, a lot of them are built that way where literally they are side by side. The yard is very minimal because a
Zero
lot of
feet, like
people that are
5 feet
buying those
between.
expensive houses don't want to deal with the yard work.
Zero lot line.
And they're, yeah, it's like your
Mhm.
lot is
Yeah,
like
these
only
are-
double what you have to be off
Yeah.
the line.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
amazing.
So I used to go to the meetings when, because they did this in Carriage Trails 1.02, they did the phase approach
Mhm,
to keep the land taxes as cheap as possible for as long as possible, right?
sure.
And the one meeting I went to, they actually got a variance for that phase to reduce the setback from 10 feet to 5 feet.
Mhm,
So literally you could
mhm.
borrow a couple shippers.
Mhm.
5
Yeah,
feet.
in my homes in Columbus and Cincinnati, I can touch both houses. at the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
time.
You-
That's crazy.
Have you been
Most
up?
of those are 55 and over kind of settings though. Where you have this,
Have-
I'm not
yeah.
saying all of them, but a lot of them that I've been
Yeah.
into putting fences in
Oh, yeah.
because they don't want the maintenance.
Have you been up on the, north side up, off 161 and 33, right there?
No, I
where the
haven't
new
been in that area.
intersections and all?
No, mine was like New Albany.
Oh, okay.
Cause
Yeah, I
my
know those.
sister-in-law lived in them.
Yeah,
homes.
yeah.
And then
some
I
of
did
them
all
there in
the
Dublin are, man,
Fences
they're
in
like-
Batavia in my homes and they were really
Okay,
great.
yeah,
The ones outside of Plain City
yeah,
are,
they are. In Dublin,
each
the new
other,
ones in
yeah, they're
Dublin
packing
area
in.
and stuff,
Delaware.
they're like,
Mm.
yeah. Yeah, they're really
That's how they
close.
make affordable homes,
Mhm.
okay.
high density.
Well, as long as, go ahead. You've tried to talk a couple times. I can cut you off. Go right ahead. Sorry.
There's plenty of.
Well, you can talk about that too, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Will they be like owned?
I think they're talking about, well, the last
Like a
I
row
heard
house
was they
style?
were talking about building more up, some more
Right.
apartments. Because they were gonna, again, this was at the one meeting I was at, they were talking about maybe putting businesses along 40.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So
would happen.
if they
That's what-
if they take that land out of the home part, then they have to go up in order to get their 1,500 units still.
They're gonna
I
have
don't
to
think-
put businesses because the traffic in south of 70 is gonna be pretty tight.
Are they talking like condo style?
I-
Don't know, good, just don't.
The
know.
drawings that they had, I emailed that out to everybody. The drawings were
I saw
very
that.
similar to what the
Think you're
apartments
mixed.
are down here
Okay,
and the new ones
One of
that
the
they're
purples is-
currently under construction.
right on the main.
Thank you. That was my lead in.
What's that? Yeah.
Was my perfect lead in because I wondered, does this take
Projection,
into
projection.
account just strictly Carriage Trails 2.0, or does it include the new apartments that are being built that are just under construction? That's gonna be something I'm curious to know if that includes it. I know there's not a ton of kids that come in apartment complexes, but I was behind a bus like last week, not our school district, and stopped at an apartment complex and I was amazed at how many kids got off of the
Mhm.
bus there.
Yeah.
And it was a junior high school age. And so it just made me think maybe I wasn't really tracking as many kids as I think that maybe there are. So I'm curious to know if this included any of that or
Mhm.
if we should, because I really don't know the timeline for that apartment complex. I know it's not DEC, but I can't recall who that,
They're still utilizing the same builders, like down at the corner
Oh, okay.
towards Kittredge and Bell Fountain.
oh,
Those
Oh.
condos that are 3-story
Yeah.
condos. They're.
it's the same builder.
Mhm.
Well, that was
So it-
another answer we never got out of Keithler was, what's the end of Carriage Trails 1.0 like? Is it? I mean, now that more months have ticked off, how much is left? And
Yeah.
That's what I was
good
gonna
question.
agree
You
say.
know,
Are
how
they
much-
done with one? Is that what you're
Well,
asking?
they're building
Yeah.
apartments out front there.
They're still building.
I mean, right out by 201,
Yeah.
they've got slabs there.
Well, to answer your
Yeah.
question, I don't think they used really anything from Carriage Trail to do any of this, because it talks about what they use.
I
This
think
is
with
historical
interest rates,
cohort
apartment
grade,
and all
that. Oh, yeah.
cohort grade
Good
survival,
point.
live birth data.
We finished.
And they did
About
use
that.
our EMIS information
Right.
to,
Yes.
that I think is different from what OFCC did originally, correct? 'Cause
They
they
had
only
that,
did the.
no,
live
they
birth.
had that information and they did a 10-year look back. And at the time,
There was nothing,
no, at the time, it was like only the most recent 5 years
right?
had been brutal.
Yeah,
addition, right? Before that, the economy was bad for part of that.
you had the
So-
lower end of the bell curve that kind
Yeah,
of took
so
that
there was
number down.
almost, there was
Yeah.
almost no, no, and then it went like this. So, but they included all 10 because that's their formula.
Yes,
And that's what we kept telling them is your formula is because this is the future, you know,
Right.
not this.
well, and if they're using ranges, historical years averaging and use of low, hot, mid, and high ranges for modeling, and if Shared Service Alliance used the last 10 years, it's going to be a lot more accurate to the growth rate that we've experienced without those lower bell curve
Right.
years where it was kind of stagnant.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like the data is pretty close, but it still needs to be compared to what Fleur may bring to us in December and
Bill,
yeah, what he's intends to build, I guess, this week. Okay. Before it changes.
Thanks for
Maybe.
bringing that up.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Forgot that was on there. And the other good thing, and I apologize, like I said, it's been, I didn't get a chance to look again, just over the past week or so, but, was, hopefully I was looking for some guidance within this packet to see, where can we tell within this enrollment, where our biggest jumps are gonna come from, what grade levels and what years to know, to help really kind of guide us for direction for which schools do we focus on and where,
Lots of things, it looks like it's gonna come into the middle school and high school as we get closer to 2031.
It is.
Looking, I mean, this,
Well, they
Projection
assume,
by
I
grade
think, that
level.
they advance in grades, but the Carrot Trails 2.0 is not gonna be finished by then. So that's one thing I did think is, I don't know why their numbers started dropping in 30 and 31.
with almost zero kindergarten enrollment, zero first grade enrollment, like additional kids, right?
No, I mean, just in general, it went down to 89 and 97 on their estimate. But
Yeah.
yeah, and OFCC did the same thing. I
Yeah.
told you guys about that the first time. They assumed that when Carrot Trails at one point was done, that was it. There would be no more new kindergartners, no
Yeah.
more new first grade, the next
Mhm.
year, no more, like year after year. And so that's why the K-5 peaked right about when it opened. And their numbers were pretty close then,
Mhm.
but then their number went down.
Yeah, and ours went up 150.
Yeah, because they
kids.
had no Carrot Trails 2.0
Right.
and it will go up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, all the projections are, OFCC is the one we need though. I mean, if this can influence them, I'm just not sure about the 30 and 31.
Yeah,
And they will do a 10-year projection, which should help us now because they do the 10-year
Yeah.
look back,
Mhm.
then it will include more of those years where it was
Yeah.
like this instead of this.
right. Well, and I
So-
think there's gonna
They're,
be a
they're
little
cutting
bit,
the percentage growth in half
yeah,
by 31, and there's no way.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I mean,
Not looking at total numbers, I mean, you're looking at this, it's just dropping the percentage,
yeah, I don't know.
and that's not
6-2,
gonna happen.
6-8, 4-6, 5-2, 3-6, 3-8. Yeah.
It just seems like
Yeah.
the height of Carriage Trails was, like I said, about 120 kids a year. 110, some 130, I think we had one year. So, and if they do the same thing, you can probably expect a bunch of years in a row of that kind of,
115 to 120 to 130 kids a year.
yeah. I would think, I'm just,
Yeah.
just based on, but like I said, that's why you have to know from people what the plans are and then
Well-
what if the economy crashes again, Yeah.
2,000 to 2,700 kids over the next 5 years is 125 kids a year over the next
Mhm.
5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
Yeah, it just goes down and, 30 and 31.
Yep.
I don't know, maybe, I don't know what I'm reading. This is not down here.
Well, I would just,
So the
encourage,
average is
Go
7.5% growth
mhm.
for the last, whatever, almost 8 years, from 17 to 25. That's the actual data, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
17 to
that's actual
25.
data, yeah.
So if you average all those up, that's 7.5% growth.
The percentage never meant much to me because as you grow, that percentage is again on a different number. So what was 10% 10 years ago, 10% now is.
10% of
whole lot
1,000
less
is
students.
100, 10% of 1,500 is
That's why you use
150.
percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
10 'cause it's
Exactly.
per
You don't
hundred.
count by head count,
Right.
right? You count by percentage growth.
Well, but we need classrooms for head count.
Yeah, but
Right,
you,
so-
you calculate it off your current numbers.
Number, your
time-
number, your
Times
current
about,
number,
times,
not
your-
If we know,
Yeah.
if we know average 7.5%.
right, that's our
On
trend, that's our
today's
trend.
number, we'll know
Right.
how
I
many.
mean, we know head count trend, but
Right.
our trend is the 7.5%, right?
Right.
I mean, because we
But
have
you
quite a
get-
bit of up and
You
down.
Get your head count number off of the percentage
Exactly.
based
Right.
on.
You
if
just
you
standardize
extrapolate
it
it
So what I'm
every
saying
year.
though is like, if you started at 2026 and you added 100 students a year, 100, that percent change is gonna go down every time.
Yeah. but
No,
what
you
he- what
percent
he's
off
saying-
off the current head count.
Current.
What he's saying is you take your 7.5% off of, let's say, we'll say there's 1,000.
It's 100, then it's
Okay.
107,
Then
then
it's
it's 114 and
114, then it's
whatever,
100.
yeah.
Right, but
it
that's
keeps
not
growing.
what this is though, right?
Well, 7% of 107 kids is more than 114 kids.
No, this is the change from the
Yeah.
year before prior.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, and that's what this math would do.
Yep.
Yes. You're saying the same thing. just
Yeah.
Different.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying, I
Yeah.
always think that this number, based on the previous year, is a little bit misleading. Because
It's
it does
low.
go down. It's like, oh, we're not growing as fast. It's like, yeah, but yes, we are because.
Yeah.
I mean, percentage wise, we're not, but we're still getting. the
That's
same
why I
amount of
averaged it,
kids.
because I mean,
Yeah.
you got a 19, and then
Fine.
2 years later, you got a 0.4.
Yeah, right.
Up and
And-
down, up and
and-
down.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
I'm with.
What anomalies played into that between COVID and building regulations and low interest rates? That's why 19 was huge. I mean, interest rates were sub 3.
That's why I bought.
2021
Bought our first.
Or
home.
even less.
2021 was also the year where
Building
it was hybrid.
I'm hating giving up my.
So.
Right, that's
a
what
lot
he
of
was
schools
saying, too.
homeschooled
Gave up a
versus,
2.85 to get
even
a
though they
0.5.
could do hybrid here and do it at home, a lot of people just did it at home.
That's
instead
again,
of
yeah,
making
we
it
only
do it
gained
in public
6 students.
school.
What a false
So
number.
that was like, that should have just been thrown out.
Yeah.
That's like false data right there.
Well, you should probably throw out the 19 and the 0.4 and then average those. So you got a mean of.
No, I would have keep the 19. 'cause
Well, yeah,
that
you
is
want
accurate.
to,
We were,
but-
Yeah.
But in data, that's not.
no, because we were here.
We were here, but it
We-
also, what played into
we-
that 19% growth?
We
And
were here.
and it was sub 2% interest rates.
I know, but we were here because we actually had those kids.
I'm
But
just saying for
here,
your trends.
this has nothing to do with that part.
Right.
This has to do with the reason the enrollment,
Right.
okay, is because
But
people
what
didn't
caused
have
the
to send their
19%
kids to
anomaly?
school that year
Right.
by the regulations.
Mm-hmm.
So that totally taints it. You had to send kids to school in 2019.
Yeah, I know.
You
I get
can't-
what you're
You can't
saying.
look at the financial side because that has nothing to do with our enrollment. Enrollment's actual kids. Why are kids here? Because they had to be here. What I'm saying is 2021 was the end of COVID where you didn't have to send your kids.
I
to
100%
school.
agree with you. Yes.
So there's a big difference in what you're saying and what's driving that curve.
So if you take out, just for. If you take out
Throw
the
those two
19,
out.
if you throw those two out, you throw out
You
your
still end
19,
up
4
with
and
the same.
your 4.
You're probably gonna end up,
It's
6.8.
still the same.
yeah, 6.8. You're a little bit lower.
I don't ever remember getting 230.
Yeah.
But when you're doing calculations like this, you throw out your 2 anomalies like that.
Yeah,
Your highest and
usually-
lowest.
your bunkers. What's your?
And what played in the 19 and what played in the 0.4 is kind of irrelevant. As long as it was an anomaly and not normal growth. But yes, so we're somewhere between 7.5% trend.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah.
And this doesn't represent that though. Going back to what you're saying,
Yeah,
it's
3,
4, 5,
3.6.
3,
Yeah,
3.
It doesn't.
It's
represent it.
gonna be much higher than that.
Right.
This is actually gonna be like, because this shouldn't be linear.
No, it's
Mhm.
gonna,
It's gonna, yeah, it's gonna curve up.
Yeah.
This is probably gonna be closer to 3,000 by 31. If they continue to build at that rate, right?
yeah.
So that's the question. When is that scheduled to be done?
By what year are you saying?
2031.
And
He's
if they're
saying
building
2,600,
more
it's
houses
probably
per acre.
closer to 3,000. If we
If they can build at the rate that they've been building,
if
Well,
over,
if you get
if over the
hundred and
course of
twenty a
this-
year for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
You said
That-
one
that's
point oh
gonna
was
probably
built, how
cost
many
you.
per acre? Four per acre?
4 per acre, now
4 per
7 per
acre.
acre.
And you're saying 2.0 right now is 7 per acre, so that's almost
Double.
double,
Yeah, but it's
I
half
don't
the
even-
amount of
Half the
acreage.
amount of
though.
acreage, Joe.
but you're still
So
got.
you're still, we're still getting the
in
same number
of
of
houses,
units.
that's what I'm
Right.
saying.
there's a lot of
Number-
variables
yeah.
in there.
Sure, oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
townhouses,
Yeah, that's what I'm
apartments,
saying.
senior
There's
living.
all that.
Which is
all
why it
this
goes back to
is-
percentages.
back to
We're looking at about
December
11%.
If he can give us accurate numbers, if he's
Right,
prepared
that'd
to
be
give us
different.
numbers
Right.
on that, which
Right.
I hope he is.
How many houses versus 1.0?
They've gotta have some idea of what they want, right?
Mhm.
They may vary from that
Well,
over the
I mean,
next 5
the
to
first
6 years.
question is, you got a plan for hundred and twenty-one houses. How long is that gonna take you to build?
When
When are you
they
gonna
taking-
start selling them?
Yeah.
How long before completion? You know, 'cause
Well, I don't,
that'll tell you when the kids start coming.
I mean, I don't think they're held up.
Well, as soon as they.
They're
can-
building them as fast as they can,
Yeah.
pretty much, right?
And when they.
And there's 60-day turnaround
Mhm.
and they're doing about, I mean, you go over there, they're building 5 at a time.
And when they sign the document and the lease or the whatever the thing, the proof that they're buying the house and that, they technically can almost enroll their child here. That's the
You can
thing.
enroll based upon a.
Yes.
Yeah, closing.
Yeah,
Once you
based
close
Buyer
on
on
the
close.
closing.
building close, not the actual,
No, building.
not
close.
the, yeah.
And the
Did you
builds
say
doesn't
they got
include,
a variance to go from, we're
Yes.
talking from the 4
From
to
a
the 7.
terrace-
Well, no,
No,
but
no,
I'm
that's
talking
your
about,
lot
do they
line.
have to do something to do that if we're going from?
No,
on their
I-
setbacks, they did.
on the setbacks they did. That's what that was.
Okay, but
I
go
don't
ahead.
think Huber has rules about how many per acre it is, and that per acre.
That
I'm-
was,
I
that was
think-
in part of the actual plan.
Yes,
that was
and they
approved by
did,
planning
put a
board.
limit on it,
Mhm.
but it's on the entire property.
Oh.
So,
Mm.
you know, 300 acres times point, whatever that number, I thought it was below 0.7.
It was, and then it got.
Yeah. Yeah, they
put
moved
on
it
the
by
lake.
like a 0.1, but.
I'm just
um,
surprised that big a difference between the first time that many, oh, yeah.
Well, so Carriage Trails Parkway, so you gotta realize if you take the acreage and divide by the number of houses on it, and you've got a big swath of acres and acres and acres of road and the surrounding stuff, that
Mhm.
changes the number, right?
Yeah,
Which was there when they bought it, right?
Right,
They
which was
didn't-
there when they.
They're not gonna do that again. They're
Right.
not gonna
No,
put
they're
that.
not gonna do that.
So you're
But no,
right.
there's not gonna be a second parkway.
There's,
a
there could be
big-
40,
Right,
50
yeah.
acres of
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
road right there.
They're
Yeah.
on roads
Yeah.
too.
yeah.
But you've got to kind of keep in mind that right now, this very second, there's 27 homes currently in Carriage Trails for sale. All the way from 200 and some up to 780,000.
Yeah, are those houses
Wow.
new houses or are they already family homes?
Already,
They are people that
They're
are
resale.
selling the homes that they bought
Yes.
previously.
I wonder how many houses are for sale. You know how you see the new listings, right? That they're like renderings of houses that aren't even built yet?
right.
How many of those are?
That I
Like
don't
all
know.
100
because
at any
this is
given
just-
time.
This is just off the MLS, so
Oh, okay.
if I go back and I take off that and I put in pending and apply, there are 11 pending.
And interest rates are trending down now, right? Slowly, but
Starting to, yeah. Hope they keep on.
that could,
I
that could open
I
up
don't know.
another
I don't-
I
floodgate.
haven't locked in
I
my
mean, you
rate yet
could
on my
do
new build.
15 different enrollment
I'm not building a
projections
Carriage
and
Trail.
one
Right.
might be as accurate as the next.
We're at
Right, until you have some
Arbor.
hard numbers to go on instead of all assumptions.
Either way, we're screwed.
Either way, we're screwed.
Like.
And
Sorry,
I
Tom.
understand why they throw in the birth rate for our area because we have right at. So
Yeah.
birth rate is not really a factor.
Right.
In
You
the
know, it's
last
not-
6
it's
months,
not the
81
same-
houses are sold there.
How many
81
this year?
in the last
6
6
months.
months.
Oh, 6 months.
6 months.
But those are resells
Yes,
and new or just resells? or-
Resales.
just resale.
Resells. Well,
Do you
got
have a
right
way of
at
ever
again,
finding
too.
Yeah,
out
it's a
how
lot of
many?
military.
New houses they sold.
Yeah.
132 in the last year.
I mean, it doesn't really, resales don't really matter,
Resales.
right? 'Cause
Oh,
it just
okay.
keeps the average of,
But
Like
it's
you said,
higher
it's
than
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Right
I mean,
average.
right
it's
at
the
people.
assumption
Yeah,
that
that
the.
seems-
they're bringing in the
They
point
are
one, the
moving
point
in.
eight. Yeah, they're bringing in the 0.8 kid is taking it out.
So that data mixed with what we hear from Keithler will help us further narrow down what we want to present in the portfolio, which will then help us petition to the OFCC. And really, it's going to help FMD drive future planning and stuff like that. So I think after this December 8th meeting with them coming is going to be huge. Because it's going to really provide us with a roadmap. Not necessarily we have directions yet, but the map's going to be laid out, and then we got to decide what route we're going to take. Because when I say we, I mean Board of Education, the district as a whole, of what we're going to build, when we're going to build it. Can the OFCC give us some, and basically this is why we're telling you what we're telling you and why we need our money now, not 7 years from now, or whenever it was we get out of ELP and all that kind of stuff. We need the OFCC money from that now, so we can start another one. And then another one, probably, depending on,
There's no problem.
yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. So I think that we get some of those answers and we can really incorporate some of that information and data that isn't hard and fast data or projections. This is what's going to happen. And I don't know if they care or not. It sounds like they didn't really care the first time around, but we know the projections are low. Again,
Well,
they're better.
I wouldn't say
but
it
they're
wasn't
not
that they
low.
didn't care, but they.
Yeah,
that
maybe
formula-
I'm
Yeah,
mischaracterizing.
they
a
had
little
a
bit. Yeah.
formula that they go
Right.
by and they knew it was not gonna be correct. And that's
Yeah.
why they kept saying you can apply for a new projection
Yeah,
when that building's finished before you start the next one. And.
which is where we are today.
Which is where we are now.
Okay.
But we've been there for over a year. This is the part I understand that's frustrating is
Yeah.
why is it taking so freaking long?
Yeah, yeah.
Why can't the OFCC come here and answer these questions? I don't-
Right. It sounds like they will be in December, so that'll be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a
Again, I think-
facilities committee meeting.
No, but it essentially is. I mean, it's a work session for the board, but if we're all there as a facilities committee, I think I think it's important to do and ask those questions there and it be more of an open kind of combined. I mean, I know it can't technically be a facilities committee
Right.
meeting because it is a work session because all the board members are there, but I still think that one or two or three of us should be able to speak and ask
Sure.
questions as well, for sure.
Yeah.
It'd just be more of a round
Yeah,
table kind of.
I'm sure it
kind of
would.
thing. I would hope that that's how it would be structured.
So if you, I don't want to stop any conversation, but just being mindful of the
Yep, sorry.
time, everybody's time. I would just say, please, think of all your questions. Well, there's still a month out, so, by then, if you have questions now, after we talk tonight, write them down and then, revisit this. I'll try to send out maybe a week and a half out, 10 days out, make sure, everybody goes back through your data, get your questions in mind and try to make sure that there's an opportunity. I don't know, through our regular board agenda, we do have hearing of the public. I'm not sure. We'll check with Mr. Nutter and Robert's rules, make sure that's the right way. We can ask those questions because they will pertain to the agenda. So.
Yeah, it's not so much like this type of meeting where anybody
Yeah.
can just, hey, what about this or that?
Yeah.
You gotta fill out. you
Which
gotta
is
fill out
why
the
we
thing.
need them to come here.
Right, yeah, but
Because-
we're not super stickler about somebody like speaking in the middle of the meeting. But
Yeah.
we try and stick to the Robert's rule.
Would it help us if we kind of put together we can just an open Google Doc where people can throw questions in. That way we have like a full, and then I can go through and pull out some similar questions that you guys could then take to that meeting and ask during regular, is that allowed? To where if we provided you
think
with some
so.
sort of
Yeah.
document that had a handful of questions or just topic
Right,
of
yeah.
discussion to make sure that they get brought up, that
Yeah.
as a facilities committee, we came together and came up with
Yeah.
I think that's a
six,
good
seven
idea.
topics
Yeah.
that
Really.
then
Well,
you
there's
guys can
questions
ask.
already
and-
down
Yeah,
here.
we already
on the
have.
Back,
Yeah,
there's some
yeah,
already
right,
right
sure,
here
yeah.
that,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
but just put it together.
It's
Just to have a single dot that you
Yeah.
guys can bring. I don't know if that's allowed or not, if that's a thing that.
I mean,
Yeah. But also, like, what I'm saying is, you can bring the questions during the public speaking section.
Gotcha.
There's usually a hearing. of the
Yeah, yeah,
public
yeah, yeah,
for the
yeah,
agenda
yeah.
item up front.
Gotcha.
So every one of us could stand up and ask something or say
Gotcha.
something.
Yeah. and then if we're prepped
Yeah,
ahead of time, then, Andy and I, as board members during that moment.
Mhm, yeah,
You know, if like, oh, I didn't see that Jason's question got
yeah.
addressed. Let
Yeah,
me
yeah.
go back and check that or whatever, so. But come in here and hear it for yourself as well,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
appreciate that. Uh, Thank you. So that's a good lead in for item D. Well, I don't want to move ahead. Is there anything else for FMD? Sounds like we'll get our update. About five weeks probably, or 4 or 5 weeks, and then information needed, our to-do list. Still, you know, those are the questions that we would like to address as we figure out our path or, you know, our recommendations. And some of those will be a great time for us to get a chance to ask those folks in person. So that's item D. Is there anything else? So we talked about homes, build out enrollment. We'll go through the long-term school building, new building. I know we've been through this several times, but you know, if you think of anything new that we need to add, renovations, new construction add-on, swing space trailers.
That's my sentence too. Turn that down.
That's good.
Funny.
I did want, I don't know where where it is the right time, but I did want to say that during our last regular board meeting on October 20th, I took the recommendations that we put together last month, and spoke about them in the facilities committee meeting report section so that they were in front of everybody, in front of all the board members and the treasurers and Mr. Nutter as well. And one of them, of course, you know, was the funding for the additional space. And I think as we pull the rest of this together and we have some ideas of what, you know, what path we want to do, I don't want to lose sight of that one, because that one we felt like the other one was expedite FMD. So they're coming in. I feel like that one's kind of covered, but I don't want to lose sight of the one where we wanted to check with funding availability for anything new that we wanted to do to add on to this building, potentially the elementary building, wherever. And I know that's part of what FMD is working towards. I don't know if that'll be in what they come and share with us this next time, but we definitely want to keep that on the horizons. I don't have anything new. There was nothing shared in our board meeting or since that time with us on
I
that.
brought these, we talked about the elementary, and just real quick, and it doesn't show much of anything, but we talked about future, and we had talked about, you didn't think there was, and it just shows, it doesn't show much of anything, but that there was plans for maybe future, and I don't know if Garmin has more out that back end, it's on that one too. This, like I said, it kind of shows. Now, there's some more detail, but I talked about it out that, basically, I think that's where first grade over there now, but back out that, and they had some plans.
So
of
that's the
some
whole addition
future-
or?
Well,
Just the
yeah,
general
general,
direction.
and like I said, I don't know that there might be more. I had to contact Garmin, and also I've been looking like crazy for things for this one where we talked about the future. I've got a phone call into the architect, did this building, seeing, what if they had, something, but I just, these are ones I found.
Is that Evan Porter?
I don't think.
No, through,
What's that?
the architect
Architect
for
for
here.
this.
Starts with an R.
Oh, Richland,
Yeah,
Richland, however you say it.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, so I've got to call into them
Oh,
just
that's good.
to see, but
Who was
anyhow,
that?
you were to Richley.
The
Architect.
architect for this high school edition.
Oh, okay.
To
I've got a
see,
phone
to
call.
see if they had something that showed a
Oh,
potential future
yeah.
addition area.
Yeah.
what
Because
they
the
could
drawings that
do.
I've got, I haven't been able to find anything yet that, showed
Okay.
something for future.
Well, I know we were told originally that they were even gonna pour footers. And then they took that away because.
Right.
As you build any school, you start taking things away because of the money.
Yeah,
Sure.
Costs, everything costs
Yeah.
more than it should have, right?
Right.
So that got taken away, but
So
that's what
then
we
at
were
some,
always
if
told.
they were gonna put forward, there should be some prints at some point that showed where those footers could have potentially. gone.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Yeah, this though, in the end. I thought they said that first of all, the mechanical systems
Yeah.
wouldn't support it.
Correct.
And we were always told that once you have 1,000 students, which is what that was built for anyhow, is that you probably don't want to keep adding on to it. But I mean, never to say it's not possible, because of course, any place you have a door. or something.
Hey, we know it's possible because we've done that. We've done it from 100 years to 2017, so yeah, it's possible.
Did you say this? So this is Ag and Broad, if you would, Tom?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
and so this is the.
Yeah,
this
these
is
are the kindergarten, yeah.
Okay, and so that's right out there. I was just trying to make sure. I
That's
You have a
Second
similar
grade
situation
used to
down
be-
here then, right?
No, this is parking lot.
Yeah, you're up against the drive and a parking.
Yeah.
there.
In the
So
stadium.
you wouldn't be able
You-
to, because buses come in here, you had to have all that space.
And there's not enough space to go out that end between
This
this
way.
and the road.
No.
Ag and Broad's like right here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way.
You could potentially come out.
Don't get into the Gaza project.
Get it.
No, that should,
Is there a reason?
that should be
That's
far
that's
enough.
right here.
No, that's
Yeah.
enough over, yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay, that's
I don't
over
know the
here,
answer.
right here, yeah, you're safe.
Is there,
That-
is there a reason you
That
can't
was
go up?
nice.
Exactly.
Is there?
It
I know.
wasn't, it wasn't built together.
No.
It wasn't.
I mean, you can't go up on this foundation,
No.
probably now, but you could go up on. the
You could go
addition.
here
Yeah.
and then go
Yeah.
up from there.
We'd have a tower out the back, yeah.
Yeah.
Lookout tower.
But she's right. I mean, eventually your art room, your cafeteria, everything, all your infrastructure
Yeah.
items can't sustain the.
Sustain that.
They
the
can't
Which is
sustain
the issue
it.
we're running into.
They can
down here
barely
right now.
sustain.
And is it
that.
worth adding 1 or 2 classrooms to this building? Does it really subside the headcount enough?
So they seriously didn't do footers that would support a second floor.
On this
No, they
building.
never do. I mean.
Oh, you
go
mean here?
Wider and
The
deeper.
wall
Yeah.
structure, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
No.
you don't, yeah.
maybe they did, but it wouldn't
they
be,
didn't.
it wouldn't have been called out, yeah.
No.
I mean, that's kind of funny because when I worked for the city of Fairborn and Fairborn built their new school, they made them do the footer at a depth that would support
Yeah.
more.
We're sitting on bedrock anyway, so.
Well, it's not going anywhere.
We didn't even
Was
need
that
footers.
the-
We don't need footers.
The new high school?
No,
Yeah.
No,
Stadium's
but
on limestone.
we were just talking about a stopgap, right? And I don't, like
Yeah.
you said, you start, before the new one is built, so.
I think, is that a bathroom? I'm not sure.
No.
Is that 4 class?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
They were
for
closets, but they're
academic wing.
classrooms.
No, those,
Spaces.
every space is taken. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got somebody on the PTs on the stage now. Yeah,
Yeah.
some of this open space we've got, yeah.
Yeah, they're
Space is
everywhere.
taken. The closet's in here, man. It's
The
on
closet's
the-
down there.
it's Down the other end, it's,
So if you add on to that,
Yeah.
it's the younger end of the building too, right? And
yeah.
you would kind of want to
kindergarten.
keep that,
Kindergarten's here, but now there's two, you're up there, they're getting ready to go to the 8.
Here.
They're at 6, 7, all right, 7, they're getting ready to go to
Seven,
8.
go,
Getting
yeah,
ready to go to
they,
8.
they're waiting.
we got what now?
There's 7.
Originally, we were 6, right? This year, we're.
Oh, no,
7,
but what's the
taking
age
that-
groups?
We're gonna,
You got
Ki-
first, second. and
Kindergarten and first and
down there,
second, yeah, right.
Yeah.
no,
the young-
kindergarten first. That's just all kindergarten
The
first.
point is, you're adding on
Two
those
empty rooms
classrooms just for those ages.
And
Yeah.
another room, and then,
Oh, yeah,
you got
second.
tech room.
Yeah.
Second grade starts in the music room. The music room's moved here, and second grade's here.
Yeah.
Third grade, and this is fourth
Yeah,
grade.
you're right, yeah.
And gifted is right over there.
These two-
No,
these-
nope, right here,
Oh, the MD.
right here.
And the young
MD were
fives
in
are
the-
Those are MDs. A young
Yeah, but
five
they
is
want
right
it,
here.
right.
Young five's right here.
And what about the preschool kids that moved from the church? Are they also?
We don't
over
have
the K-5 now?
preschool.
I thought we had a.
We don't have preschool here. We just have a young.
Just a young 5.
We have our some MD units. We have 1, 2, 3 MD units here now.
Multi-disability.
And then we have 2
old are
MDs
they?
and 2 inclusion rooms.
Anywhere from kindergarten.
So, no, they can only be, an MD room can only be a span
yeah.
of 60 months in age group. So generally, it's a 4-year ban, sometimes only a 3-year ban, depending on the type of disabilities.
Wow.
So, and it's usually a very small number, but they need a bigger room, they need a regular room size because they have different things they have to have.
Therapeutic,
those
therapy
children.
things.
Yeah,
wheelchair
and,
access.
yeah.
So where did the kids from the church? I thought we brought them back here
I don't
like
know.
last year or the year before.
There, you're talking the church on the corner of 202 and 571?
Yeah,
The
roughly.
brother.
There's a bus that goes there. I follow it home every
Yeah.
day.
For our kids?
Yeah, there's a
preschool's
Bethel
not
bus
here.
that pulls in
Okay.
there now,
I
so
thought they
preschool's
had
back
moved
over
here.
there.
No, you're thinking of MD units
Okay.
instead of the
Yeah.
inclusion.
Those
We're
come
at
from
Tip.
Tip.
Yeah,
Yes.
because, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna probably absorb more of our own students
Yeah.
because when they're building their new buildings, they're probably gonna say they don't have room, but
So
we're
how are
already
those
planning for
numbers
that.
figured in here? Because that's another thing.
Well, these are butts and seats, as we say. So
But if we brought those kids from Tip City here, then,
it'd be like 5 more.
oh, it's not. I thought
No,
it
it's
was like
not
classrooms and
extensive.
Classrooms. Okay.
No, when you're, but see, you gotta understand, their space needs are
Right.
totally
Right.
different
Yeah.
than a regular student.
Right.
It almost triples in or quadruples the number of space they need versus a regular ed student. When you're talking, depending on what type of student you're talking about. Because then a lot of times you have extra adults in there too, because a lot of them might be one-on-one. So you might have 4 or 5 adults with 5 kids. Because of the special needs and all the things that they have to do with the student and their units.
Okay, yeah, I just wondered if
Yeah.
they were.
I'm sorry.
I said, Madam Chair.
Any-
Where are we at?
I have, yeah, that's what I was making sure, it kind of. While we're on this topic, I just want to say yesterday, because I had my flyers out for the campaign, I got a call yesterday from the pastor at West Charleston Church of the Brethren, which is on 202, as you go past north of 571 there, which is where, Julie was referencing, Irvin Heichman. And he read in my flyer about, the need for space, and he said he wanted us to know that next year, Miami County has bought a building, and they are going to be moving their preschool out of West Charleston Church into that new building. And those classrooms will be available, and they are looking for a new partner. And I didn't know that, so it sounds like Todd knew that.
Yeah, I've kind of passed the word around and
Okay.
that we were planning on, seeing if we go take a look at some point and see if it's
Yeah.
Potentially in the
Potential.
units.
We don't know.
potentially, I don't know, it's a space, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
you
can
Hey,
look
Lord,
out.
office.
We-
And they're pretty-
Wrestling
they're
room?
pretty nice.
Okay. I'm-
You wrestling.
Yeah.
No, our scouts met there for years, and they are pretty nice rooms
Mhm.
there. And
It's a nice church.
I'm sorry?
It's a nice church.
Yeah, and they do have, it's secure and everything too,
Yeah.
which is nice. And for, again, 4 rooms might alleviate a little pressure, extra students, but
So they're not looking to get rid of the entire facility, they're just.
no.
No,
Just
they
looking
have,
for-
they
They're
have.
not offloading.
The
They're
north wing of that building is all
Okay.
classrooms.
Got it.
Yeah.
So if
got
you
it.
come in, the sanctuary's to the right,
Yep.
and then,
Mhm.
because we did our Cub Scouts there too.
Yeah.
Got it, okay.
They're nice. They're
I,
nice.
there for a second, I thought you were saying they were trying to
Oh,
offload.
no,
the
They have
entire
their, but
building.
they have their own entrance too for
Yeah.
the preschool.
That's
Yeah, on the
separate.
left.
Yeah, that goes on the far north end of that building.
It is nice. Yeah. And so he
So there's-
just wanted to get the word out. Sounds like.
There's more than that in there, more than 4.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think he seemed to know that he identified that they for sure would have 4, so.
Sure. We'll just roll in there and take them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's laws. and-
Our whole kindergarten's there.
Yeah.
Could we
And
put
you know,
them in there?
it wouldn't
Is
be
that
the first
possible?
time kindergarten was offsite, because my sister, who graduated in 86 here, she was, did you go over there, Todd, for
Mm-mm.
kindergarten? She was at the original West Charleston Church there in West Charleston.
Oh, yeah.
When they
Kids went
did
to preschool
kindergarten there
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
years, so
Yeah.
I didn't go to
That's not-
kindergarten.
Stepping stones.
Yeah, you
Yep,
had to have.
and
at
then
least
stepping
8.
We
stones.
went and looked at that. That church isn't big enough.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that church is not big.
Yeah,
I used to live in
And she doesn't
Parsonage,
want to.
yeah.
that church.
Oh.
9,
Yeah,
10.
I rented for a few years.
It's cool.
You need at least 10, 10,
How
10.
How about the
11
other one for
classrooms.
sale
What's that?
I-
Yeah, I know. I just said, I said,
Oh.
how about the other one for sale
That's even
now?
smaller yet. The Methodist church?
Yeah, in Brant.
Yeah, in
They
Brant.
have a big room in the basement,
Mm.
but,
Yeah, that
building is
wing-
not in good shape.
That's
Yeah.
what LifeWise was
And they
using,
want
right?
a lot,
Mhm.
no, they got it out,
Okay, that's why I said they were
They're-
using.
Yeah.
Across the
Yeah.
way, right?
yeah, across the street.
They have a lot of
I can't remember what that church is.
classroom space upstairs in that, past the sanctuary,
Mhm.
in that
Yeah.
Brant United Methodist Church, but
There's
Yeah.
a church that used to have us come
but
and
it's for sale.
give
so
us a
who knows
meal,
who's
a
gonna buy that.
lunch at the beginning of the school year. forget which church it was. You go on, it was on the right-hand side.
Mhm.
There was only two, right?
It was down in the, we went in the basement and they.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what
Is
we're
that the
talking
one you're
about.
talking
Yeah.
about?
those-
Okay.
Methodist and the Lutherans across the street, is
Lutheran,
that right?
Mhm.
But yeah, it was the one on the right, and then there was like a field behind. it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
Friendship.
That's our
Friendship
park.
Park's Friendship Park.
Oh, that's the Methodist church. yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that congregation went to the other Methodist church in New Carlisle or something. maybe.
Oh, okay.
When the
so-
Global Methodist and United separated, that church dissolved and the congregation went to the other. one.
which is why the property on.
Yeah, exactly. The property just sold there.
Isn't it? What's the one that's, what's Sulphur Grove? Is that? I
That's
think that's
them.
who,
That's who owned it.
right.
Yeah, that's
Is
the
that a-
Methodist, that's the other Methodist church.
Yeah, okay.
That's where my Huber Heights Cub Scouts went.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Bethel
Y'all
and we,
went there, y'all went to the city? What do you think?
well, we were in Tip at that Methodist church, so
Sounds about right.
take any space we can get.
Mhm.
Yeah, so thanks. I just wanted to share that because I
Yep.
thought, I talked with him and said, yeah, thank you. I would make sure I shared the information, so. Good.
Speaking of
good to know.
churches, how's that one going on up there?
Great. I'm gonna get my
We're gonna be in
inspection Friday.
Friday.
Get my inspection hopefully Friday, so.
Friday.
Oh, Friday?
I said,
They bump a day.
Of course.
Oh,
Bob?
That's all right.
Rob, England.
Oh, Rob will do it himself.
All right, I'm taking my stuff down there.
Whatever. Go ahead.
I need
Off
some
my
peace and
back.
I'm
quiet.
doing my walkthrough.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, one day we'll all take a field trip there.
Damon's gonna make pizzas.
We need to-
Try and find better.
Yeah,
Never
get an
been
oven. Put in some Tony's pizzas in the oven.
No, no,
No, it's not big enough.
we're gonna have
Okay.
them here.
Jason. That whole sanctuary area in there is cubicles,
I heard it's
10 people don't
beautiful.
live in there.
11.
Wow.
You guys take all the spy equipment out of the ceiling and walls when you.
Yeah, all the hidden cameras.
So Lee stopped in here today. Lee stopped in there today to try to get the number of the pastor because she bought a vehicle off of him or something. And
Oh,
she can't. I'm
gee.
like, I don't know. We didn't buy it.
This is your life for the next 5 years.
He's in Africa somewhere, like,
She bought the black convertible off of it.
maybe she was trying to get it.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you know more about than I do then. I'll tell her, call you.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
by the end of the week, it should be occupancy. It's,
That's good.
Well, that is good news.
they've
yeah.
done a really good job with it.
Yeah. So we've got the, I'm just going kind of loosely through here. G is the enrollment, history and projections. We've looked at that. The site plan for campus, we're not 100% sure that will come up when FMD is here on the 8th, but if you have time and you could make it, that would be great, because I know you're most interested in that, and we don't know how far along they are with that. I don't think we have an update yet on the site.
Who is that?
FM,
Sorry, you guys throw out these.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
acronyms.
Yeah, and I'm like,
FMD is an educational planner, so they help with master plans, site planning and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
they're the ones that-
Contracted consultant.
contracted consultant that helps with all that kind of stuff. And they are the ones that are gonna help us figure out what campus is gonna look like based upon enrollment projections and OFCC involvement and what kind of funding we're gonna get and all that kind of stuff.
And OFCC is, what's the stand, Ohio? What's it?
Ohio Facilities Something Commission.
Right.
Yeah.
commission, Yeah. And that's the
They-
government organization.
construction.
They're the ones that fund everything.
Construction,
they do the building, but they don't necessarily pick the
And
site.
No,
No.
Ohio Facilities Construction Commission. So they're the funding arm of
Ohio government.
the Ohio government.
They
that
just supply the
funds schools.
funds.
That 80-20 split that we
Yeah,
get,
the
80%
80%,
funding comes
that's what
from
they
the
do.
OFCC.
That's all they do.
But FMD,
So that's the
FMD,
8th that was
Yeah,
on this
December
paper.
8th to 6th.
yep, December 8th.
Yep.
No, it's not on that paper.
yeah.
I'll remind you.
And then,
Yes.
oops, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry.
Nope. We're good.
The recommendations, priorities for the list of items to allocate funding. So we did have our first finance committee meeting. And that was just really based on the timing of that. It was to make sure we had our budget set and we had to get that in on a timely basis. And so that was kind of what we spent our time doing at our first finance committee meeting. But I know that Jenny Logan had mentioned that she would like to have one more yet this year, sometime between November and December, before the year runs out. And I think once we have a little more information on some of the, whatever I say, development task or where we want to go with that, that is something we're definitely going to incorporate into those discussions with her as we move forward. So I think we're getting close, but we didn't have anything to really kick that off in our first finance committee meeting, but and anybody's welcome to come to that if you want to join up. There is just contact me and we'll put you on the list. I think there was just 3 of us there, Mindy, Julie, myself, Rachel Kiplinger, another board member. So feel free to let us know if you'd like to attend that. It's usually trying to make that at the end of the school day, so that we can keep it without running too late in the evening. So, thank you. So, again, the potential assessments, we talked about the parking, the admin offices. Obviously, we've talked about that list. Again, if you think of anything new, please let us know. We're going to be looking at all these when we get the next batch of information to work with, but I don't think tonight, if anybody has any other suggestions, those are the kind of things that where we're at right now. And then item 7 is hearing of the public. Would you like to speak tonight? Thank you for coming again.
Yep, sorry, I just found out about it today.
No,
It's working.
I appreciate you coming in. Thank you. And again, open to anybody else in the public if they'd like to attend. Item 8, just want to, don't want to rush, but if the next meeting dates and time, we have typically the second Wednesday set up for December 10th at 6 p.m. Now that'll be 2 nights after we talk or we are together. I know it's Christmas time too. You guys want to have that meeting? I think we should, just to kind of,
Cause it's gonna be.
Debrief.
fresh.
After all that
Fresh,
information we're gonna get on Monday.
yeah. And then I don't want to forget it over the
No,
holidays.
I'd rather do it while it's fresh in our heads.
Yeah.
Okay, I know it's kind of a.
We don't have to drag it out for 3 hours, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just
I
make it quick
appreciate it.
and go over things.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that'd be an important meeting.
Yeah, I do too. I just
To
want
be
to
right
make
off
sure
the
that,
heels of that.
excellent, thank you. Nobody else had anything else that we were going to add to the agenda? Are we ready to move into adjournment?
So moved.
Second, third, fourth.
And it, did you catch that, Julie? Got that?
7:18.
Yeah. Are we doing the votes?
Yes, please. Call the,
Natalie,
yes.
Ben Smith,
Yes.
Julie Reese, yes, Todd Bird,
Yes.
Lauren
Yes.
Porter,
Yes.
Jason Pickett,
Yes.
Mindy Campbell.
Yes.
Andy Reese,
Yes.
Fran Cox. Okay. Yes. Okay. And then what time did you say? 7:19 now? Yep. 7:19.